peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Salute, salute, peace and power to the people that struggle. Peace and power. What's going on? How are you? How's everyone doing this evening? How's everybody doing? It's Saturday night. Yes, it is. It's Saturday night. So, yes, first and foremost, rest in peace to Panama, PI. Rest in peace, Prince. Yes, indeed. I had his services today. And, yeah, very, very, very close comrade of mine. Yes, indeed. So I definitely have to say, may the universe guide his spirit, his energy, his essence in the most refined and divine way. Salute, salute to him. Salute to him. And as I've mentioned before, no one in the industry gave me any information on his passing. No one in the industry provided me with any information on the services. I had one individual give me all the information. So, you know, this is just the way of the world. And, you know, I don't bust my head making an attempt to understand the motivations of others. So, salute again to Panama PI, Prince, right? One of Fort Green's finest, one of Queens' finest, you know, someone who traveled many, many different circles, you know, and through all of his struggles, he did, you know, remained a soldier. Now, let's get to why we are here. We are here tonight for Saturday Night Book Club. Yes, indeed. The Wretched of the Earth. Yes, indeed. So I see, as my moderators are already present, the gorgeous Kelly Mills, the beautiful Tierra Green. Oh my goodness. My fine moderators. Oh yes, they're in the building. And they will be handling the duties. They will be keeping the chat organized and in line. Anthony Greenwood, peace, peace and power, salute. And they will be making sure from time to time that that green screen is tapped. All information while we're doing book club, right? It's to be going through them. Rick, what's up, Rick? Taylor, salute, salute. Huh? Warwick and Dumont. Damn, I just passed there. Salute, salute. All right? So, we had a very, very entertaining and enlightening week, haven't we? Oh yeah, some very, very good builds, quality build. And shit, it almost happened again tonight. You know, a lot of little things are transpiring in real time. All right? Yeah, yeah. When we have told you months ago that certain truths are going to unfold, people just cannot hide anymore. This is not the 80s. It's not rotary phone era. Carol, salute, salute. Carol Blades is in the chat. Yes. This is not rotary phone era. This is a different era. This is smartphone. This is technology. This is digital. So everything and anything you do has a digital fingerprint. All right? Oh, man. Your brother called you? That's what's up. Tell brother we said peace and power. You dig? So, everything you do and everything that you claim, you have to be able to provide the receipts for. Not anyone else. You have to show and prove that. And as I tell you, when you don't have the scholarship, right? When you don't have the experience, and you don't have quality people who can vouch for you, oh, you're going to be exposed. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. Someone says, salute. Hey, Yvette, what's good? You're going to be exposed. You know? Oh, by the way, see this shirt here? Oh, this was designed for me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you go to I think I posted on Facebook and my IG, right? Renee Antoine Designs. She's out of East New York, Brooklyn, but she lives in South Jersey now. And she makes the most beautiful clothes. Any kind of outfit, any article, she makes these knitted knitted swimwear for women. She does weddings. Oh my goodness. Graduations, formal wear, anything, cultural wear pieces, all that. And she's been doing it for us, right, in Brooklyn and East New York. She's been doing it for us for years. And she's ill with it. Any size, especially for models. A lot of shows up under her belt. So check her out, you know? This is it. Define my nose. Define my shows. And it goes all the way down. All things work in divine order. Yes. Yes. So Erie, what's up? Salute, salute. Big Ma, salute, salute. I did have someone reach out to me. So I'm gonna make an attempt to do a session. So I'm not going to stretch book club tonight. I'm not gonna stretch it. I'm gonna make an attempt to, keep it within a certain time frame. But it's very difficult when we're dealing with this here. Very difficult, as y'all know. So share the video. Let the tribe know we here. Right? Get the green screen popping and let's go. Right? Let's go. Let's go. And trust me, y'all. I'm so through with this cough. This cough is annoying. Annoying. You dig? So let's begin. I thank everybody who is here, and I thank everybody who is coming in and who will be sharing, right? And engaging in intellectual conversation with salute, Mrs. Brandon Smith, Thank you for the green screen. With the intent of getting people engaged enough to take specific actions. That is what we do here on Book Club. It's very different than Outspoken and when I'm on No Filter. This is a specific space with certain language. All right? And it's very, very intentional. As I told you, I'm building warriors. I'm building soldiers. Right? So we don't bullshit over here. You had Chick-fil-A too? T? And you ain't save me none? Salute, Maserati Fox. What's good? Colleen, what's up? What up, Coco? All right, so let's get it started. I'm glad everyone is here. All right. You know, we are, because I know Big Ma. I know. Yes. That's what I was getting ready to say. I know Big Ma. No, we on page 71. Top of the page. Kelly made turkey wings. Oh, Kelly, you be wildin'. You be smelling good, looking good, hand cooking turkey wings. What's really good? Damn, I hope you ain't marinating. You doing a whole lot. Sweet, Jesus. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Let's remain razor sharp and steadfast. Concerning violence, page 71. Peace, Zakia. V. Gibb, salute. V. Gibson, 1 year and almost 5 months sober. Everybody in here, y'all see we got 42 in the building. We'll get some more in. All 42 people is in the building. Give V. Gibb. You dig? 2 purple hearts. He's 1 year, almost 5 months sober. 1 year, 5 months. Clean. All right? That's what we do here. You dig? That's what we do here. We encourage each other. We celebrate each other. We keep each other engaged. You see? All that. See all the purple hearts? All that. You dig? Yes. That's what we do. We keep each other right and exact. You dig? It's truly, we are all that we have. That's it. So we don't be meaningfully engaged in each other's welfare and well-being, we will surely watch each other meet their demise. All right? That's right. Nah, that should kick rocks, baby. Hell no. All right? So let us begin. Let us begin. But let us return to that atmosphere of violence. That violence which is just under the skin. We have seen that in its process toward maturity, many leads are attached to it, to control it and show it the way out. Yet, in spite of the metamorphosis which the colonial regime imposes upon it in the way of tribal or regional quarrels, that violence makes its way forward, and the native identifies his enemy and recognizes all his misfortunes, throwing all the exaggerated might of his hate and anger into this new channel. So, as we read, as we build, as we absorb, right, these words, how it's written, we have to, again, make it tangible, make it make sense, make it tangible to what we are experiencing right now. When they say that, the metamorphosis, right? When the colonizer, when the Euro, when the oppressor sees acts of violence and they start to label it, rappers, right? They chalk it up to tribal quarrels or regional quarrels. You understand? This is what they do. But in that, in that very essence of that, when the leaders come through to give people a true way to articulate themselves when it comes to building with each other and recognizing the enemy, that very same violence becomes a certain tool, very specific to the needs of the people, which is why I always say, don't throw away our youth. Don't throw away and discard these drill rappers. Don't throw away and disregard these gang members. There has to be an attempt to reach them, because that is our vanguard. That is our cadre. Those are the ones who will do what the workers are fearful of doing. Those are the ones who will do what the educators and intellectuals are fearful of doing. Always recognize that they are those members of the righteous army without instruction. And that has happened since the beginning of this battle. Always has been. Always will be. But as you learn, as you read, as you research, as you study, as you put specific theories into practice, you as a leader will learn that they can't be ignored. And you have to find a way to speak to them. You don't speak for them. You speak to them and allow them to become bigger to themselves. Do you understand? So we don't dismiss them and we don't write them off without making every attempt to bring them over, allow them to recognize their potential to be greater, and to save their lives, our lives, and future lives. You dig? So when we see this is nothing new. Whether they labeling it tribalism or regional quarrels or things that are such, it has to take place when someone or some entity does not belong, yet that entity is exercising brutality in the name of colonizing, in the name of oppressing, in the name of establishing democracy. Those who are up under that boot will quarrel and fight amongst themselves. And even in the space where we're at right now, they will kill themselves. They will rape each other. They will rob from each other. All right? Understand that. But how do we pass from the atmosphere of violence, right, to violence in action? What makes the lid blow off? There is, first of all, the fact that this development does not leave the settlers' blissful existence intact. The settler who understands the natives is made aware by several straws in the wind showing that something is afoot. Again, they know that. When we are building in these spaces, when we have different languages, right? When we're showing support, as I said, show support of each other, regardless of where we may believe this individual is going. If he is showing that he's going against our oppressor, his oppressor, then we have to acknowledge that. All right? And when we do that, they know what that is. They see it. They recognize it. Nothing is hidden when you're doing proper work. It's in your essence. It's in your face. It's in your eyes. It's in your walk. That's why you have so much trouble at work. That's why you have so much trouble at school. That's why you have so much trouble in society. Because when you woke and you walk, when you are woke and when you walk, you have a different posture. You read different. You have a different energy about you. And the automatic reflection, the automatic response that comes from your enemy is negativity, annoyance, right? The whole realm of everything antagonizing all the way up until your demise. It just doesn't stop. You just hit different layers of it because they see you. They know you. You are not recognizable amongst the broken people. They don't see you as somebody that is broken. This is why you always have trouble. When you walk into your offices, when you're in your cubicle spaces, when you're on the subway, when you're in Walmart, you have trouble because that energy is in you. It's right there. So there's no getting around that. But you're sitting there and you believe that you're hiding because you're not one of those outwardly vocal Negroes. You're not the rebel rouser at the job. You're not, the loud customer. You understand what I'm saying? You think that you have it hidden. That is reserved. But no, they see you. Excuse me. They see you. Because it's in your energy. It's in your eyes. It's in your breath. It's in your speak. When you talk with a specific tone and they attack it. Sometimes it may be an attack right in your own home. You understand that? They will attack you in your own home because they are broken. Let's not forget lessons. Harriet Tubman's own family sat there and watched her make 20, 30 trips before they even came. Understand that. Understand Malcolm X had an entire family, sisters and brothers. Do you understand that? Thank you, Coco. You dig it? Everybody is not, I'm telling you, everybody doesn't know how to come to the other side. No matter how much you teach them or have them teach you about who they are, no matter how dire the situation, everybody is not going to perform at that level. And they will resent you for performing at that level. Do you hear me? Your own people will resent you for performing at that level. So get accustomed to it. Welcome to the struggle. And welcome the struggle. Because that's the only way you're going to gain strength. This shit ain't no cakewalk. It's not easy. If it was easy, we'd have done it already. So understand that. You're not hiding from anyone. Nicole, much appreciated. Do you understand? You're not hiding from anyone. They see revolutionary energy on you. Let me tell you something real quick. And I said I wasn't going to stretch this, but I have to. I have to speak on certain things. When you go to the parole board, they have everything in front of them. They know what you did. They know whether you went to trial or not. If you plead, they have the plea agreement. They have your statement in court, whether you apologized or not. If you had an appeal, they have your appeal. They might even have specific minutes from certain aspects of your trial or your hearings. They have your prison record. Everything is in it. They know that. So when you go to the parole board, they're not asking you questions to see if you're going to be truthful. They're asking questions to see if you've been broken. Now, where we was, and I don't know if any other people did it, but we were specific and intentional with having these mock parole boards, wherever we was, like whether if I was in a medium and we was in a dorm situation or in a day room or, law library, we would have these to prepare people because most individuals never had a job interview. Most individuals never had a speech class, so they could be innocent. They can be rehabilitated, but they don't know how to speak and articulate it on a dime. When you're going in front of a board that's comprised of people who are, most of them are high-level scholars, master's degrees, PhDs, different holders of certain political positions in government or other type of occupations and careers where they are listening to people on a regular basis and have done so for decades. So we would have these mock boards because we had some dudes that just had a whole lot of time. So most dudes and we would give them a fake denial. Boom, you've been denied. Not for the guilt or innocence, but they want to see if you are broken, not rehabilitated. They want to see visually if you gonna get out here and coon, if you're gonna be a broke nigga, if you're gonna be fearful to do anything against the grain. If they don't see that, they're gonna deny you. They're gonna deny you. Hit you with 2 years or a year, whatever, they're gonna deny you if they see a different look. Now, you know me. I never gave a damn what. From the minute I was cuffed till the minute I got out. Been the same rebel, the same. I can't hide it. I can't hide it. I will always be me. So every time I went through the damn parole board, take another 2 years. Take another 2 because I'm not playing games with you at all. Nah, not no 18 months. It's 2 years over here in New York State. They know that I'm not broken. What they also know is what kind of books you're reading. Who is sending you books in a package and what kind of books you're reading. And what are your activities while you're in these specific facilities. So I confront. You have some people who are psychotic and can really switch, right? But they see through tears and all that. But I mean, there are certain people who, because of their habits in the past or what they've done in the street, are the best actors, and they can shut the energy on and off. And these are the ones who come back and forth in jail on a regular basis, because people believe them when they say they ain't not gonna do no more. They know I'm not one of them. Every time I get a shot, I'm gonna lay it to their ass. So they know how you glow when you come in there. They know in your speech. They know in your eye contact. It's very different when you're looking somebody in their eye to eye, and making eye contact. There's a different look when you're looking through someone. I believe out there in the West Coast, right, they call it the 1,000-yard stare, right? That's how most of the gang members, active members, look at each other, because they look through each other. They try to see in your soul, to see if you boots or not, to see if you really a gunner like that. You understand? And it's not anything that you can just acquire. That comes from continuously being in situations where you will be tested or have been tested. You dig? You can literally look into a man's soul. Look right through him and say, oh, he's pussy, he not doing shit. So when they see that, when crackers see that, Whitey, Euros, when they see that, they're like, hell no. This one ain't getting out. That's what most of you have when you keep coming to book club. When you keep coming and listening to Outspoken, No Filter, and sharing videos, specific videos about liberation and stuff, you have that on you. So they may not be on you yet, but it's going to meet you one day. It just has to happen. Your thing is, how do you respond to it? Excuse me. How do you respond when that attack comes? And that's what anger management is about. Knowing how to respond, right? In the face of your enemy. You dig? Love you too, Jackson. Love you too, Jerome. You dig? It's on you. Peace, peace, Almighty. Peace, Almighty. All right? Excuse me. The settler who understands the natives is made aware by several straws in the wind, showing that something is afoot. Quote unquote, good natives become scarce. Silence falls when the oppressor approaches. Sometimes looks are black, and attitudes and remarks openly aggressive. The nationalist parties are astir. They hold a great many meetings. The police are increased, and reinforcements of soldiers are brought in. The settlers, above all the farmers, isolated on their land, are the first to become alarmed. They call for energetic measures. The authorities do in fact take some spectacular measures. They arrest one or two leaders. They organize military parades and maneuvers and Air Force displays. But the demonstrations and warlike exercises, the smell of gunpowder which now fills the atmosphere, these things do not make the people draw back. Those bayonets and cannonades only serve to reinforce their aggressiveness. The atmosphere becomes dramatic, and everyone wishes to show that he is ready for anything. And it is in these circumstances that the guns go off by themselves. For nerves are jangled, fear reigns, and everyone is trigger happy. A single commonplace incident is enough to start the machine gunning. Sétif in Algeria, the central quarries in Morocco, Moramanga in Madagascar. The repressions, far from calling a halt to the forward rush of national consciousness, urge it on. Mass slaughter in the colonies at a certain stage of the embryonic development of consciousness increases that consciousness, for the hectatombs are an indication that between oppressors and oppressed, everything can be solved by force. Again, as I said last night on No Filter, without violence, without the threat of holding someone accountable for their behavior, you have nothing. You have nothing. Nothing instills fear and apprehension more than knowing that somebody might kick your ass. You hesitate. People always claim music is a universal language. No, hell no. Because everybody don't understand or don't like everybody's beat patterns and frequencies. But violence, everybody understands that. My autistic niece understands that. People who don't speak each other's tongue understand this that gesture. Everybody understands violence. So how come us, we, the most oppressed people in history, have not began to use the language of violence to get what we need? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. If you're not using that, then you're using nothing. Everything. Politics is violence. Policy within politics is violence. Because whatever you do, whether you go against it subtly or aggressively, the end result of it is a violent act. Our people don't understand that. You don't pay taxes to the IRS because they're going to garnish your check. They're going to, stop your money. No. You pay taxes because without that money, you can go hungry. Going hungry is violence. If they take your house, you're living in the street. In the street, there's no shelter from what? From violence. The violence of attack, the violence of vermin, the violence of the hostile elements, the violence of illness. So you're fearful, so you pay taxes. Do you understand? So policy in itself is violence. How can you not want to utilize it to get your freedom, to gain your liberation, to live out your potential to be greater? You can't excuse that and push that away. You've been taught to do that. You've been conditioned to do that. To hold sympathy in your heart. Get that punk shit out your chest. We get nothing at all without having to fight. It must be remarked here that the political parties have not called for armed insurrection and have made no preparations for such an insurrection. All these repressive measures, all those actions which are a result of fear, are not within the leaders' intentions. They are overtaken by events. At this moment, then, colonialism may decide to arrest the nationalist leaders. But today, the governments of colonized countries know very well that it is extremely dangerous to deprive the masses of their leaders. For then the people, unbridled, fling themselves into jacquees, mutinies, and brutish murders. The masses give free rein to their bloodthirsty instincts and force colonialism to free their leaders, to whom falls the difficult task of bringing them back to order. The colonized people who have spontaneously brought their violence to the colossal task of destroying the colonial system will very soon find themselves with the barren, inert slogan, release X or Y. Then colonialism will release these men and hold discussions with them. The time for dancing in the streets has come. So understand that it is a natural process. What we have been watching over the past few years, right, has been controlled aggression, right? When you have these riots, some of them staged, some of them helped along to increase damage by certain levels, and some now, because of social media, are orchestrated in order to get that non-progressive release from the people, that unorganized release. So they organize it. They know at a certain point what's going to take place. Do you understand me? So we went from not seeing what happened to Eleanor Bumpers, not seeing what happened to Sean Bell, not seeing what happened to Abner Louima, right? Not seeing these things, to a space where now we can see it, we can visualize it. Ramali Graham, we seen him go into the home and the gun squad follow him, break the door down and get in, fight, and kills him in the back. We see that. We see Sandra Bland disappear. We see Tamir Rice. We see George Floyd. We see Eric Garner and Alton Sterling. And the list goes on and on. We see these things. Why? They know that it will elicit a response. So if they can control the response, if they can control the so-called leaders, if they can control how much damage is done, they let that shit happen all the time. Sporadically, here. At times you have to ask yourself, is some of those incidents purposely driven because there was a specific consciousness bubbling in certain areas? We see all that. So again, when the masses move, and they move quickly with this violence, it is up to the leaders to organize it, to create an institution, right? An institution of learning and winning because of these violent acts. All right? In certain circumstances, the party political machine may remain intact. But as a result of the colonialist repression and of the spontaneous reaction of the people, the parties find themselves outdistanced by their militants. The violence of the masses is vigorously pitted against the military forces of the occupying power, and the situation deteriorates and comes to a head. Those leaders who are free remain, therefore, on the touchline. They have suddenly become useless. With their bureaucracy and their reasonable demands, yet we see them far removed from events, attempting the crowning imposture, that of speaking in the name of the silenced nation. As a general rule, colonialism welcomes this godsend with open arms, transforms these blind mouths into spokesmen, and in 2 minutes endows them with independence on condition that they restore order. Right? Now, if you want to get it in layman terms, they quick to find somebody who's a coon. They're quick to find somebody who can talk the talk, walk the walk, but in their heart of hearts, they yearn to be the oppressor. And these are the monks that say, no, don't burn it down. That's in our community. Oh, don't do that. No. All bankers ain't bad. No. Every cop don't do that. You understand? They are godsend to your enemies because they want you to cool the hot niggas down because they are mad. Understand it and know what you're looking at and who you're looking at when you see it. Understand? So we see that all parties are aware of the power of such violence, and that the question is not always to reply to it by a greater violence, but rather to see how to relax the tension. See, that's powerful. This is when you get people to talk. That's when you get people to talk. Now everybody want to talk. Don't nobody want to. They're not trying to hear from you if you ain't willing to hold them accountable. And how can you hold a beast accountable? They gotta feel you. They gotta feel you. They gotta feel you. That's why I say reparations talk is full of shit. That's some ego stroking shit. They're not giving you nothing. There's no threat. There's no threat behind it. None. At all. They say you're not getting it, and what? Now what are they going to do? Now what y'all going to do? When you could have spent that time and energy becoming a space where the world feels threatened if you're not giving the justice that you are demanding. See how that works? What is the real nature of this violence? We have seen that it is the intuition of the colonized masses that their liberation must and can only be achieved by force. By what spiritual aberration do these men, without technique, starving and enfeebled, confronted with the military and economic might of the occupation, come to believe that violence alone will free them? How can they hope to triumph? Now understand, every oppressed class had situations way dire than ours. I say at our worst had to be the enslavement and Reconstruction. After that, you began to be very healthy, strong, and intertwined in the complex matrix that your masters, your overseers, your oppressors have put in play. I'm telling you that we are the strongest, most fit, oppressed people ever. Strong. They let you work out in gyms, picking up 300-400 pounds. Prison camps, best prisons in the world. Hands down. You fed, you rest well, you get to read and study revolutionary books. Why? Why? They understand that you don't want to get rid of them. There's no doctrines that encourage the conceptualization of getting rid of your enemy. And that's what's deep. So when you're watching others win, it's because they have much more faith, hope, and spirituality within themselves than we do. And I believe I spoke this yesterday, I think in a session. I said there's a difference between hope, faith, and spirituality. Some people try to group all that together, but there's a difference. Hope is like planting seeds in the earth and hoping they do what they're supposed to do, which is grow, sprout, and bear vegetables or fruit, like if it's a tomato. You hope that. Why? Because you've done it before, you've seen it before. So you're figuring if you do it, you're not sure, not 1,000% sure, but you hope that it happens. Faith is blind. You never seen it. You just have faith in it. It's a little bit more belief than hope. Because hope, you really don't have to believe it because you've seen it happen before. But faith is unseen. And then you have spirituality, which is a higher level of faith. Much higher. You understand? So when you can't get a grip on that, when you don't have those layers and levels, you're not even thinking of fighting. You're not. A fighter has to have an unquestioned belief in self. Damn all that. He has to believe in the self, have a theory, put it together, make a plan and a strategy, and execute. Just like in football. They don't care about what that defense is reading, because they'll make an adjustment. They believe in themselves and know that whatever that defense come at them with, boom, they're going to rock. And the defense is like, I don't care what's going on with them. That's where we have to be. As men, as women, you have to be in a space where it's not about hope, faith, or spirituality. We're at war. So at war, you have to be determined. Determined to win. How can they hope to triumph? It is because violence, and this is the disgraceful thing, may constitute, insofar as it forms part of its system, the slogan of a political party. The leaders may call on the people to enter upon an armed struggle. This problematical question has to be thought, has to be thought over. When militarist Germany decides to settle its frontier disputes by force, we are not in the least surprised. But when the people of Angola, for example, decide to take up arms, when the Algerian people reject all means which are not violent, these are proofs that something has happened or is happening at this very moment. The colonized races, those slaves of modern times, are impatient. They know that this apparent folly alone can put them out of reach of colonial oppression. A new type of relations is established in the world. The undeveloped peoples try to break their chains, and the extraordinary thing is that they succeed. It could be argued that in these days of Sputniks, it is ridiculous to die of hunger. But for the colonized masses, the argument is more down to earth. The truth is that there is no colonial power today which is capable of adopting the only form of contest which has a chance of succeeding, namely the prolonged establishment of large forces of occupation. I don't know. I tell you, I don't know how much how much more I have to read or say. Because this is powerful. Powerful. This shapes your mind and shapes your belief. Powerful. Because after you come through book club, your vision is different. Your end game and goal lines have to be different. Because we are creating, through communication, a consciousness and a vision of what it looks like. Once you have that vision of yourself, of yourself and your enemy, come on now. Come on now. There's nothing but a W at the end of it, baby. Nothing but a W. But you have to change this. This. And it's all good at that point. It's all good at that point. So again, for book club, right? For Saturday night, we're going to end it because it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I'm telling you, this book's going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. The mentality, the new definition of who you are, It's going to shake others to their core. But you have to trust the process. Not jump out the window. You have to be patient and trust the process. You understand? That process will have you in a totally, totally different mindset because it forces you to love yourself. And love has no boundaries. So when you love yourself, guarantee you cannot sit anywhere where you are not treated with that same exact love. Can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. So again, I thank everyone who joined me tonight, who shared the video, who donated. You understand? I appreciate you all. I love you all. Revolution is love inspired. Trust and believe that. Revolution is love inspired. Always remember that. Always remember that. You dig? So don't believe me. Believe in my belief in you. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. All right? So salute, peace, and power. I have to check on someone, make sure they're not in crisis, and just maybe, all of you can come through. Well, I know I say it a lot, but maybe all y'all could come through the IG, and we could shake IG ass up. Get rid of all that bullshit that's coming through your timelines. You dig? Let's shake that shit up and get real deal. I might do a Q&A on IG tonight. So anything that wasn't asked during the past week, any updates y'all could throw at me. How y'all like that? We might do that. Let me check on this individual and make sure they're not in crisis.